planes there are. It's just crazy. There's 55,000 commercial flight patterns. That was in 2010, so it's probably more now. It's just crazy. This, 50 years ago was just the start of like being able to travel anywhere just like that. Remember, it used to take 6 months by walking or 2 months by horse, and now it's a 10-hour flight. It's incredible. And this is Earthrise. This is the Apollo 8 mission. So we went, and this was the first time that we had seen the Earth from a view that was not on the Earth, and this was a really great perspective shifter for us. I incorporated this picture because I think it's really important to talk about the ubiquity in food. Now we have, a Chick-fil-A, like, super easy to go get food. Right next to it is another food station, Taco Cabana, so you can just go get food, whichever choice you want. And then furthermore, there's about 1 million chickens killed per hour in the US alone. And I thought another interesting point was all of the cell phones and this iPad and stuff. A lot of people are now using technology to either talk on social media or go across the world or whatever. Could there be a better experience for people here? So quick part 3, where are we going? This is clean meat. This is Memphis Meats. This is biotechnology. So this is being able to grow beef from a stem cell of a cow. And Richard Branson and Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Cargill, all these companies are now investing into clean meat rather than slaughtering those animals. This is the glass brain. This is actually development of Adam Gazzelli over at UCSF, super close by. The idea is to be able to map the neural architecture of the brain and be able to maybe understand how to prescribe a video game to somebody to help with their ADHD rather than a pharmaceutical. Also maybe understand the underlying principles of consciousness at some point. This is IBM Watson. This is 2011, just kicked the butts of humans at jeopardy, and then furthermore is now being used for analyzing new medical research papers, tons of other advancements. This is an autonomous vehicle. I like to just briefly describe like just the environmental analysis here. It's got all these cameras and sensors that better understand its environment. And furthermore, this is kind of how it perceives its environment. It'll see like, okay, there's cars here, there's pedestrians here, etc. This is one of the biggest challenges, in my opinion, too, is to be able to read the traffic light and understand the traffic rules that it's in, and then be able to make a directional turn or give someone the right of way, etc. That's all really difficult to compute and understand. This is a Bitcoin mining farm in China. It's crazy. China now has over 50% of all the total Bitcoin mining systems there, and it's a cryptocurrency that is currently exploding all over the web. As you guys know, blockchain is a digital ledger, immutable ledger, so no one can go back and change it. It's a really interesting thing. It's distributed across computers rather than centralized. This is a really good way to understand it. This is centralized power in one location. This is distributed power. This is like how Google or how Facebook or how the government works, and this is how if everyone had a computer and was talking to one another with good behavior incentivization, could work. This is some space advancements. This is a James Webb Space Telescope. This is going to be launched in spring of 2019. This has a 21-foot mirror on it. The current Hubble Space Telescope only has an 8-foot mirror on it. This is going to enable us to look much deeper into space and understand how planets and stars were formed. It's also going to enable us to analyze the composition of atmospheres of exoplanets for life. This is Elon Musk's sort of architecture for Mars. So this is us landing on Mars, hopefully in about 10, 15 years, and this society will probably develop it closer to 50 or whatever. But it's an incredible idea to expand the light of consciousness to another orbiting rock around a star. That way it can't just get extinguished by an asteroid like we saw happen with the dinosaurs. Furthermore, just a little bit futurism, this is a Dyson Sphere. It's an array of satellites around a star, and what's really cool about that is if you harvest the power of the star, you can power your civilization through it. This is the Kardashev Scale, so a civilization that's only harnessing the power of its own Earth is about a 1 on the scale. If you harness the power of your star, you're a 2 on the scale. If you harness the power of all the stars in your galaxy, you're about a 3 on the scale. And the Earth is kind of around a 0.7 right now. We don't really even know how to harness all the power on our planet yet. I like to explain this as just a way of understanding, like, the Earth is currently kind of, have you guys ever heard of the zoo hypothesis? So the zoo hypothesis is just that the reason why we're not in touch with anyone right now is because there are intelligent species that are currently, like, let them be in their natural habitat. We don't want to get them into any sort of we don't want to infect them with our manipulations. We want to see how they evolve and stuff. Also, it's the reason why there's a cage around it too is because Earth needs to do something to unlock a connection to them, and what they need to do is potentially do something like teleport or find world peace or get to the next star. And if you do that, then you move on. This is a funny little comic. Last month they were lobotomizing pumpkins. Now they're shoving bread up a turkey's ass. This planet has issues, Bert. So that just gives you a general idea of it. Are we in a computer simulation? Are we not? Do we know? I think therefore I am, but who knows? And I'd just like to end by talking about how important it is to really dive deep into understanding the world around us and teaching other kids to understand the world around us from a young age, and understanding where we came from, who we are, and where we're going. That's it. Thank you very much, everyone. I went a couple minutes over.
Yeah.
I'd probably only take one question.
So yeah, one question because we're actually pretty far behind.
Experts that wants to set up in the meantime?
Yeah, so Kate, do you want to set, or not Kate, John, you're next setting up. So go ahead and set up while we take the question.
Yes, yes.
When you started talking about Neanderthal man or